I'm Jeremy Fisher, and this is part 9 in this series. See the links in the description for parts 1 through 8. And please like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to play power chords. Power chords are definitely used a lot on electric guitar, but they have their application on acoustic as well. So we're going to learn 2 different shapes, and we're going to start with an E power chord, or an E5 chord, it's also called. And that looks like this. We are just plucking 3 strings. I've got my index on the 2nd fret of the 5th string and my middle finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string, and I'm muting these strings, the other 4 strings, with my fingers here, and I'm just not playing them with my pick. So I'm just playing these 6th, 5th, and 4th strings. And then the A power chord, we're just gonna take that same shape and we're gonna move it over each one string, and we're not gonna play the 6th string. Now we're gonna strum the 5th, 4th, and 3rd strings. Now, a great thing about power chords is you can move them anywhere around the neck with one little variation. So imagine we take this shape and we wanna move it up 3 frets. We're gonna need to compensate for that open string. So let's go up to the 3rd fret, and I'm gonna use my index finger on the 3rd fret of the 6th string, my ring finger on the 5th fret of the 5th fret of the 5th string, and my pinky on the 5th fret of the 4th string. And I'm gonna play it there, like that. And you'll see, I can take that shape and move it anywhere around on the neck of the guitar that I want. And it's gonna play all different chords. So E power chord, F power chord, F sharp power chord, G, G sharp, A, B flat, B. Who cares what they're called? I can move them anywhere around the neck. And then I could take that same shape, move it over to the A string. All right, you getting the idea. And the song that I played in the intro was I Wanna Be Sedated by the Ramones. So let's look at that chord pattern. That starts with a power chord on the 7th fret of the 5th string. And one thing about the 7th fret of the 5th string is it's 1 octave away from the open 6th string. So we can actually play this power chord with the low 6th string open, and that's what they do on I Wanna Be Sedated. So we're gonna do all down picking here. The next chord is the 5th fret of the 6th string. Back to the original chord, that E5 chord. Thing. Now to the 7th fret of the 6th string. Back to E5. B5. B5. And I want to show you something I'm doing here that really helps me on the bar chords, the power chords on this that have the low note on the 6th string. I actually use this middle finger to push down and give a little extra strength to my index, just to make sure that that's ringing out nicely and not going anywhere. A5. And one thing that I'll show you here that you may have noticed I was doing in the intro is I'm using a technique called palm muting. Palm muting, for me, there are different ways to do it, but the way that I do it is I use this part of my hand and I put it down across the strings like this. And then what I'll do is I will pick, and it's got this muted sound. So let's try and see it from this angle too. And from this angle. Gets that, it decays a lot quicker than that sustains. This decays quickly. So the Ramones do that on the E5 chord, and then they open it up and they just big old downstrokes. So it's a good opportunity to play around with right hand palm muting. And you could do upstrokes as well. Whatever you want. The main thing here is that we're learning the power chords. And I want to show you one other thing about power chords. Let's go back to the original E5 power chord we played. The reason it's called an E5 is it just has the root, which is the E, and then it has the fifth note of the E scale, and then it has the root again. So it's E5 because it doesn't have that sweet major third in there to give it a full chord sound. It's darker and there's less harmonic information. Super cool. Now we can leave off that octave and we can just play a two-note chord, a truly two-note chord. And so the E5, when it becomes the G5 here, we're just playing index finger on the 3rd fret and ring finger on the 5th fret. And do the same thing on the A string. And that gives us a little bit more flexibility to play fast stuff or play some chord riffs like this one. I had to show you this because it's one of the first chord riffs I ever learned when I was 12 years old, and I couldn't get through this beginner series without showing the Iron Man riff. It's a Black Sabbath song, in case you don't know, and it's one of the most air guitared to chord riffs of all time, and it's awesome. So just slowed down a little bit. We're starting on a B5, and we're just doing that two-note version of it so we can move around a little quicker. B5, D5, D5, E5, E5. And then we're going up here to the 10th fret on the 5th string. And when I play the fast part up here, I'm doing down pick, up pick. Downstroke, upstroke. Just makes it a little bit easier to go fast. And I'll just play it to speed here. Sounds like this. All right, that's it for this lesson on power chords. Again, my name's Jeremy Fisher, and I'll see you back here soon for another music lesson. If you're looking for more tutorials with chord charts and tabs, or to connect with me personally, please visit patreon.com/JeremyFisherMusic. I'll see you again soon.